Hello, and welcome to another ACE Academy video. In this English session, we'll be looking at identifying adjectives. Our learning objective for this session is, I can identify adjectives in a sentence. For this session, you will need a pen or pencil, some paper, and the Identifying Adjectives worksheet, which can be downloaded separately. Let's start with a warm-up. Have a look at the picture below. What can you see? There are lots of different things in the picture, like a castle, a river, a rainbow. Choose some of the things you can see in the picture and write as many words as you can to describe what they look like. How many can you write in 1 minute? Are you ready? Okay, off you go. Well done. I wonder what you chose to write about in the picture. Maybe you picked the giant castle, the colourful rainbow, or the magical toadstools. Did you write lots of words to describe what the things looked like that you chose from the picture? Which of the words you wrote down is your favourite? I wonder if you could share your ideas with someone who hasn't seen the picture and see if they can imagine what it might look like after hearing your descriptions. Okay, let's move on. To begin with, let's think about the question, what is an adjective? An adjective is a describing word. Adjectives are used to describe or modify nouns. These are people, places, or things. Adjectives include words that describe what something looks like and what it feels like to touch, taste, or smell. The words you wrote down to describe the things in the picture during our warm-up task are probably adjectives. Let's look at some examples of adjectives. Remember, an adjective is a word used to describe or modify a noun, that being a person, a place, or a thing. Here are some that we might use. I'll read them for you. Tall, happy, green, small, fluffy, enormous. All of these adjectives are words that can be used to describe a noun, that is, a person, a place, or a thing. The adjectives we choose in our writing can help others imagine more easily what things look like, sound like, act like, or even how they are feeling. Now, let's have a closer look at how adjectives work in a sentence. Here is a sentence without an adjective. I'll read it for you. A ladybird was in the garden. Let's try and add an adjective to describe the ladybird in more detail. Here's our new sentence. I'll read it for you. A tiny ladybird was in the garden. In this new sentence, we have added the adjective tiny to describe the ladybird in more detail. It helps us to imagine the ladybird more easily. Have a look again. A tiny ladybird was in the garden. Tiny is the adjective. Now what happens if we change the adjective? Have a look at our new sentence. I'll read it for you. A huge ladybird was in the garden. Changing the adjective can affect what we imagine when we read the sentence. It is really important that you choose the right adjective to describe each noun. Have a look on the next slide at what happens when we change the adjective in a sentence. Here's the first sentence. A tiny ladybird was in the garden. There's the ladybird in the picture. A tiny ladybird was in the garden. Now look at the new picture and sentence. I'll read it for you. A huge ladybird was in the garden. Look at the difference the adjective makes when we change it. Now you can see why it's very important to choose the most appropriate adjectives to use in your sentences. Let's recap what we've learnt so far. An adjective is a describing word. Adjectives are used to describe or modify nouns, that is, people, places or things. Adjectives include words that describe what something looks like and what it feels like to touch, taste or smell. Now we know more about adjectives, let's practice. Have a look at the words below. Can you spot the adjectives in this list? Remember, adjectives are describing words. Have a go now. Pause the video if you need to. Here are the adjectives in the list, in yellow. Did you spot them all? Remember that adjectives are describing words. I'll read them for you. Happy, beautiful, green, furry, tall, enormous, small, sad. Let's move on. Have a look at the sentence below. I'll read it for you. The young girl went swimming. Let's find the adjective in this sentence. Remember that an adjective is a word that describes a noun, that is, a person, place, or thing. Let's see if we can spot the word in the sentence that's describing a noun. In this sentence, the adjective is the word young. This is because it's describing the noun girl. The young girl went swimming. Young is the adjective. Let's have a look at this sentence below. I'll read it for you. The old man went to the shop. Now it's your turn. Can you find the adjective in this sentence? Remember that an adjective is a word that describes a noun, that is, a person, place, or thing. Which is the adjective in this sentence? In this sentence, the adjective is the word old. This is because it is describing the noun man. The old man went to the shop. Old is the adjective. Have a look at this sentence now. I'll read it for you. The big dog was in the garden. Let's have another go. Can you find the adjective in this sentence? Remember that an adjective is a word that describes a noun. That is a person, place, or thing. Which is the adjective in this sentence? In this sentence, the adjective is the word big. This is because it is describing the noun dog. The big dog was in the garden. Big is the adjective. Now, let's have a look at the words below. Can you find the adjective from the list and then put it in the sentence below? Here are the words. I'll read them for you. Wall, quickly, rainy, the. And here's the sentence. I'll read it for you. It was a day. Can you find the correct word, the adjective, from the list and put it into the sentence below? That's right. Rainy is the adjective. It was a rainy day. The answer is rainy because it is describing the day. Have a look at the words below. Can you find the adjective from the list and put it in the sentence below? Here are the words. Bright, slowly, fence, an. And the sentence. The sun is shining. Which of these words is the correct one? The adjective. That's right. Bright is the adjective. The bright sun is shining. The answer is bright because it's describing the sun. Now it's time to have a go at using what you've learnt. Print off the Identifying Adjectives worksheet and have a go at all of the different activities. Remember, an adjective is a describing word. Adjectives are used to describe or modify nouns, that is, people, places, or things. Adjectives include words that describe what something looks like and what it feels like to touch, taste, or smell. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and click the notifications bell so you know when our next video is released.